Hello, my beautiful ladies. Hello and welcome to episode 16. Hasn't it been a journey? Hasn't it just been an amazing time? I hope you've gotten value from the ladies that I've been speaking to before. And you know what? I'm enjoying this because I'm seeing that, as women, we are so different and we're so diverse. Today, I've got a lady who is doing like I was like, how did you even get into that? She is into jewelry, guys. Like guys, like hello, these are things like the people that we know, the big guys, but she got into it, and I just want to have a chat with her and understand what was the reasoning behind it. How come she got into this? But hey, have your coffee, sit back, relax, enjoy this. I've got Zinhle, and I always call her Zinni, guys. I've got Zinhle, Buthelezi, okay? But please don't mind me when I say Zinni. Hey, Zinni, welcome, sis.
Thank you so much for having me, Samu.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Zinni is easier.
Yes, thank you so much.
You can see how my name, Zinhle, is pronounced. A lot of people mispronounce it. Yeah, because there's an H in the middle. So people don't know how to deal with the H.
Yes.
Yeah. So Zinni is good. Yeah.
Okay. So Zinni, let us know. I mean, let the ladies know. We've got ladies here that are watching from everywhere, from all over Africa and from all over the world, and for you, we're going to get into your story, how you've traveled. But let us know, who is Zinni? I mean, who is this girl that somebody's excited to be chatting to?
Well, honestly speaking, I'm just your regular girl who grew up in Durban. And my background is actually financial, managerial finance, which is because our parents tried to push us into our careers. So, but the basis of what I like to do is I like to draw.
Okay.
So that is how I am a creative person in general. I've got a whole lot of talents that gifts that I have, that I explore as I grow up, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so even with where I am right now in terms of the jewelry business, it was really a time for me to explore my creativity in 2012. So what happened was I decided to start a business, but not really like a serious business. So I was kind of like, let me follow my creative, the gifts that I have.
Yes.
So I started to draw when I was younger, but in terms of jewelry, I was in Rustenburg in 2012. So when I went to Rustenburg, I was kind of like, okay, this place is more of a mining community. It's more of a very jewelry oriented type of community. And I was fortunate enough to meet people who were in the industry of jewelry. And then I said, okay, let me see what's going on here. And I went to one of their workshops. They have an incubator in Rustenburg for, businesses who want to go into jewelry, for example. So I went in there, and when I went to the workshop, I was like, okay, this is interesting. And I started to create a line. So I started drawing. I was just like in my creative space. I started drawing the African themed type of jewelry. That's where I started actually. And it was like, okay, you can actually be incubated there and you can have your designs done, manufactured and all of that. But you just need to be very specific as to what you want. So that's how I started the jewelry journey. I was like, okay, this is interesting. And they did my first drawings. They came out. I was like, wow, okay. This is doable actually. And I started to, to purchase materials, having things done, being manufactured. And yes, there were a lot of challenges along the way. Obviously, I didn't study jewelry, right?
Yeah.
And the people that are manufacturing for me obviously have studied the manufacturing jewelry part. Okay. But as I always say, if you are the designer, there is also somebody who needs to make what you are designing. You just need to direct them onto how you want it to look at the end. So that is essentially how I got into designing the jewelry. And I think the biggest challenge, if I can tell you, is that you need to understand everybody's role in everything in terms of creation.
Yeah.
If you're doing music, for example, there's a songwriter.
Yeah.
There's the person who's going to sing the song. There's the producer who's going to direct how that song is done, etc. There's the marketing team. There's a whole lot of people who get to do all of that. So in this space of jewelry as well, it's a very niche space.
It is.
So
it is.
The challenge is usually the understanding that if I have a vision, I'm a designer, I have a design in my head, the person who's going to be making it is not having the same visual that I have in my head. So what they are essentially doing is what I'm telling them, this is what you need to do. So you will get that challenge in terms of how we think we fit into the whole equation, right?
Okay. I see that. Before we go any further, what kind of jewelry are you doing? Are you doing earrings? Are you doing rings? Like where did you where did you start, and what kind of jewelry are you doing now?
Okay. So when I started, I really was interested in the African theme type of jewelry, which was unisex. It wasn't specific to gender, especially the bracelets. It was really more of, for example, I had a zebra range, which was looking at how the zebra looks. So you'd have a silver type of bracelet with the zebra theme, in there.
Yes.
And then I also had, your cheetah type of look, which is more golden. So you'd have gold, and then you'd have the black in there as a bracelet. So that was more really unisex. It was not made to say only men or only women can wear this, because it was leather. So it was leather with a silver type of bracelet embedded in there. And it was really unisex. So that's where I started. I started with that. And then as I continued with the journey, I also was meeting people who were really making things that I hadn't seen before. So I had some earrings for ladies, which were cow horn based. So there was a guy that I met in KZN who used to take the cow horn and refine it in such a way that it looked like wood.
Cow horn. I like guys, listen, cow horn. Wow.
So yes, the guy is in Limpopo now. So, but like he was here in KZN and I met him, and he had refined these cow horns and he was cutting them up, and he was like shaping them into something that I liked. And we collaborated together. We made rings from there, men's rings, very chunky, easy to wear rings, and very chunky earrings for ladies. That's basically some of the things that I did as I started.
Okay.
And then as we progressed with this brand as Zinni,
Yeah.
it was like, okay, people tend to like, okay, do you have rings? You know, ladies ask you, do you have rings? And ladies like the more bling. Let me say
yes,
bling.
bling. Yes,
Bling.
you know
Yeah.
us.
Yes. So you'd find people would say, hey, I've got I've got this for my mom. She passed on this thing here. I want to melt them and do some kind of memory ring, you know, and that would be a start into another project. And then you have to melt that and it has to become a certain ring. Then you just work on the design and you send it to them and they say, oh, okay, I'm good with this design. And then, you know, basically this is just some of the things that people were asking for. So as people progressed to ask me for the blingy stuff, I was like, okay, you know what, actually, let me go into research the things that like people really, really like. And then I found that people were really always looking for a Black entrepreneur that is doing jewelry, but they wanted to buy like rings, marriage, you know, people who are doing engagements and things like that. So then I went into that as well in at that time. And I found that, okay, let me do a few designs of this type of, you know, venture where people are really interested in bling stuff. But it wasn't just, you know, wedding rings. It was men and women type of ranges of pendants, of earrings, of, you know, bangles.
Yes.
Just a whole lot of ranges of materials and, you know, designs that I could think of at the time in 2012. So those were the designs that I was like, okay, I'm going to keep making ranges of these things and then grow from there, right? But what I found actually is that people are really interested in more of the wedding and engagements, you know, type of rings and like products. So people are more interested in, you know, I want to buy something for my girlfriend, or I want to buy something for my engagement. I'm getting married. So yeah, the focus for the past couple of years was that as well.
Okay. Zinni, this is an industry that is, like you say, it's a niche. Like, then how did you crack into it to say, guys, this is what I'm doing and this is what I'm making, and people are not going to the big guys that we know when you're looking for a ring? How did you do it?
Well, I think I really did put focus on marketing it, the brand, really, honestly. I really think that worked well for me. You know, if you know my profile, I'm more into networking with a lot of people. And I've traveled a lot, and I think the marketing part of it is really what made this brand stand out to people in South Africa in general. And also because of the work that I do, obviously it reaches, you know, the continent, and it reaches overseas. So people just were identifying, oh, okay, there's this woman who's doing this work, and people were interested in buying things. And especially, I think what has worked for the brand as well is, besides the marketing, I keep to a certain rule when it comes to this specific brand. I don't do downgrade metal. I don't like doing those projects. So I don't do projects where a person says, if you say it's gold, it's gonna be plated. I don't like those type of projects.
Okay.
People have asked for plated metal because of, you know, the financial circumstances, but
Yes.
I really don't prefer to do those type of projects. I prefer to do the, you know, if you're buying silver, you're gonna get the metal. If you're buying rose gold, you're gonna get the metal. If you're buying gold, yellow gold, whatever gold, you are going to get the metal that is not going to chip off.
Yes.
The proper stuff. Yeah. So
okay.
that has been the focus for me as a brand, is that is it. I don't like the plated stuff. I don't do plated stuff. The only time that we have plated silver, for example, is in this pandemic in COVID, because people get exposed to a lot of sanitizers. So sanitizers have got chemicals, and the chemicals can make your metal look downgraded, but it actually isn't. It's just that it needs, you know, it needs to be cleaned regularly than normal. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, essentially, yeah.
Okay. All right. With your kind of business, I don't know if you've got customers per se, because like if someone is buying a ring, they're buying this one-time thing. So how then do you keep up with these people, or do you have customers or people that come back? How is that area for you?
Yes, I do have returning customers. So you'll have, for example, a person who got married and then they want to add a band. So it could be they had a single band, and then they just want to add a band. It's an anniversary, you know. And also because of what I add, especially when I get a his and hers orders. So this isn't something that a lot of people know. So when I do his and hers orders, especially for the female, you know, the woman. So when there's a ring for the woman and it's got a stone in it, I usually add earrings on top, just as a gift for that. So, you know, that creates a relationship. And also the warranty is there. People come back and they say, hey, I want this to look as shiny as it was when I bought it, you know, and we take it in. So we do have those kind of returning customers. And then we've got the word of mouth customers who are like, hey, I'm looking for a gift for my niece. Not necessarily that they, you know, it's for the marriage that they were ordering for in the past, but I'm looking for a gift for somebody else. And then, you know, those are done as well.
Okay. Wow. That is amazing. That is really, really great. So do you have a store, or have you opened branches? Like how do you, because your kind of stuff is you know, it's what can I say, high value. So
no, I haven't I've been considering it, but like it's a very, it needs high security. So how I've operated all along has really been an online kind of business. That if a person is interested in a design, we talk from there. You want this design? What budget are we working with? And, you know, if it's a ring, where are you based? Wherever you are based, if you want to be sized, you can go to any jewelry store and get yourself sized. You know, if you are locally next to me, yes, I can, you know, we can meet and I can size you. But essentially, that's how the business has worked. And then, you know, as soon as I get the size of the ring, then I have a stipulation that if you know, once we've discussed everything and you accept it, then how I start this project is you pay a deposit. This is the percentage of a deposit that you pay. And once you pay that deposit, then we start. Then what the customer gets after that is feedback. So You've got the metal. You said maybe, let's say you want a rose gold type of ring. There's the rose gold. We've got it. You want a diamond. Here's the diamond. You're gonna get your certificates with the diamond when when this is complete. Then what I do is I just do a segment of giving feedback.
Okay.
Because that's the most important thing that you need to give to a person. Feedback. Feedback, this is where we are. Because we've already discussed the dates. This is when we are delivering. So you get feedback. You get it in its raw format. Like when the ring isn't looking, when the ring still isn't looking like what is it looking like? You're still gonna get like the feedback. Yes.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it, and until you feel, oh wow, it's actually a finished product, it's in the box. This is what it looks like. Then we are delivering to you. Then what I do after that is you've got the confirmation, you've received it, you fitted it, it fits fine. Now I wait for a couple of days to say, I want you to get a feel for this thing to make sure that this is what you want, right?
Yeah.
And if you say, sometimes I do get clients, I mean, I do installments, for example.
Yeah.
So I do get clients that maybe they started the process in December of the previous year. They're only getting married in September of the following year. And maybe fingers have changed, So,
yes.
So it's important to take those things into consideration, especially with the rings, because people are getting married, are getting engaged. They want to, they are in love. They want to contain that contentment. So it's important to also be very vigilant with that they are still happy with the product. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Oh, I think you've got a lot of admin to do. Do you have a team that you work with, or is it just you that is in this? I mean, I'm sure you've grown by now. And also including in that question is do you have like a factory, or you've got, or you're subcontracting, or you've now got your stuff that you do? How are you operating?
No, at the moment, really, I've just got a contract with the incubator in Rustenburg that I was referring to.
Oh, yes.
So over time, because of the challenges that I've had with manufacturers in general, I do have preferred manufacturers that I work with, like essentially, I know exactly what it is that I want when I send a design, and I work with them preferably. Then if I need to do a wider type of manufacturing, then I use the incubation space, because what they have is they have manufacturers who are sitting there manufacturing. That's all they do. And I use that as a factory. I don't have a factory. So it needs a lot of security, and as you know, the jewelry industry is a really challenging industry to be in. Just in any perspective, there is a lot of regulations that go with it in terms of how you buy metal, how you buy diamonds, how everything is regulated. So the incubator kind of is like a bridge. If I want to buy metal, I don't have a certification to carry gold.
Carry that metal, yes.
Whatever. But I can, through them, buy it, because it will go from the supplier who is selling that to them who have got a plant.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's how it works.
Okay. So is there any capital needed in this business? I mean, like maybe one woman is looking out there and they've been having this desire to do this as well. Is there any capital that is needed to get started in this?
It requires you to, you do have to put in your own capital. With my experience, unfortunately, in the beginning, which is how this brand has evolved.
Yeah.
You know, so in 2012, when I started I was in the incubator, I was incubated.
Okay.
So essentially, I put in money, but unfortunately, the first range, the African range that I was doing, they didn't use the metal that I bought. I would say, yeah, they scammed me.
Yeah.
They use some, and so those are things that you always have to look out for, especially if you are starting out, because you don't want your brand to become something that you didn't envision it to be. Fortunately for me, I tested the materials, you know, the product before I was sending it out there.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
So so you have to look out for those things. You need to put in your own capital if you are starting out. You can do a minimal start out as well. It doesn't have to be like a lot of money. You know, silver, for example, is a good start. If you are, you know, starting out, silver is generally a good start. Very cheap, very easy to buy. Just anybody can buy silver. It's not something that is requiring a license for you. But the quantity that you buy can make you a whole range that you can sell. And then that can bring in money to propel you forward, basically.
Yes.
So if you buy gold, for example, silver is you wouldn't spend more than 1,000 rand to buy a couple of grams of silver.
Really, Zinni?
Yeah. So like a 5 rand coin, you'd buy a 5 rand coin for silver, you wouldn't spend a lot. But that 5 rand coin, just make an example. That 5 rand coin will make a whole lot of rings that you sell for more than that, right?
Okay. No, I hear you. Oh, wow.
So
right now, okay. All right. You traveled. I love that. I really want the ladies to know about this. You traveled. Please tell us about this travel. Someone knows about it, but you know what? The AfriMoms that are watching, they don't know about it. So tell us about your travel.
Yeah, I like to travel. Like I enjoy traveling. I'm generally speaking, I'm not a person I'm a loner. So I'm not a person who likes to like go clubbing or, you know, these things people go to. I'm not a person for those, but I enjoy traveling. And I do travel for business. I do travel for just myself, just for my growth, my development, myself, just for my self-care. I do that.
To network.
Solo travel.
Yeah, when you went now for business, for your jewelry, how was that? How did you get there?
The Italy one, Rome.
Yes.
Yes. Which one?
No, the Italy one.
Okay, so that one was it was quick. Everything was quick, like quick. If I can tell you, quick, just like quick.
Like quick.
So I applied to the African Business Council. They were looking for women in jewelry in Africa, women who are in Africa in jewelry specifically. And it's called an African Business Council. So I applied through them. Some forms. A friend sent me forms. They said maybe you might be interested in this, and I was like, okay. So when I saw the forms, I was like, okay, let me see what this is. And I applied, you know, send my profile, business profile, you have to send everything, basically your samples and all of that. And then I got accepted to exhibit in Italy, in Rome, right? And then, then they sponsored us with just the tickets to get there, as well as the accommodation to be there.
Okay.
Then they were like, okay, everything else you can ask your country to help you with.
All right.
Which, honestly speaking, not helpful. But anyway,
I know.
yeah, we're not going to delve into that. But yeah, I did the things that needed to be done, and I got there, and it was amazing. It was on another level.
Yeah.
On another level.
Yeah,
it really
the inspiration
made me see my, and yeah, like I have to
up your game.
up my game. Yes.
Yes. So now you are in this industry, and are you taking on other ladies that want to get into this industry? Are you mentoring anyone, or do you have a program like that? That is someone who's watching like now, if they want to connect with you, are you open for that?
I am open to a lot of things, but you know what I've found? You know, I think as women, we need to be more trusting of ourselves and what we vision ourselves to be doing.
Okay.
Because I have put the content out there. I've been trying to get ladies to really, you know, come, let's do this. You know, it doesn't have to be because I have time to my products. It can be someone who has got their own jewelry business at home, and they want to grow. But that is the one thing that I've found, is that people are afraid to grow.
Wow, Zinni, like expand on that. What do you mean people are afraid to grow? That's
we are afraid to grow because people don't know what is the next stage going to bring.
Okay.
And I think that fear limits a lot of people in general into realizing their own potential. They stick to this fear mentality of, oh my goodness, okay, so if I do this, you know, then what? For example, I've been posting Zanzibar, you know, there's an exhibition in Zanzibar, it's in May.
Yeah.
Then no one comes and asks a question. Then I posted it also in my group, the Continent Connector, and then no one is asking a question. No one is saying, hey, I want to go. It's the mentality. The person who sees it is like, oh, I can't go to Zanzibar. You
like,
know,
I can't afford that. Shortchange yourself to say, no, I mean, it's not for me.
Yes. So the can't has already blocked you from growing because you don't see yourself in Zanzibar, but you're not asking the right questions. How can I go to Zanzibar? You know, how can I get myself there? Who do I need to talk to? You know, I, for example, I can't approach Cedar and say, I want to go to Zanzibar. I'm alone. I'm one entrepreneur in South Africa. I need maybe 5 or 10 to say, hey, Cedar, we are a group of 10 people. We want to go to Zanzibar. Simple. But it's not going to happen because people are not asking the right questions. And unfortunately, I can't run after people on their journeys.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I mean, that's like, I think for us who have walked this journey, we've got that, I don't know, what can I say? We've got that mandate to help people understand that, you know what, there's a lot more. I mean, like now you're telling us about Italy, where your mind is opened up to a greater thing. And right now with these conversations that I'm having with women, I'm having other women come back to me and say, oh, I didn't know I was running a business. Oh, I didn't know about this, you know? So these are necessary things for us who have gone the journey to say, come on, guys, let's do this. ask yourself these questions, jog yourself these memories and stuff like that. I feel that, you know what, we've got that kind of, I don't know, maybe we're shouldering it to say, let's help them, let's help the other women see that there's growth, you know, where I had, hey.
Definitely I mean, you know what, I'm all about women empowerment, but I can't spoon feed, unfortunately. I've come to that conclusion in my journey that you can look at my content from whenever. I've always been about empowering people with information, and people do come back and say, hey, you really helped me out with this information with my business. But the thing is, the person has to make the step to engage you. You know, you are also posting, you know, mompreneurs out there. You know, the moms need to engage with you so that you understand what is going to help them, you know, with whatever it is that they are doing. If they are not engaging you, they're not coming to the party, they're not saying anything, it's difficult.
It is.
For you to do anything else. So I'm just there. I'm posting whatever I can out there. It's out there, and whatever it is that I'm doing, God has blessed me with these gifts, and I'm giving it to whoever runs across it. If it's one person, I don't mind. I'm good.
Yeah. Awesome. Wow, Zinni, I've enjoyed chatting with you. I don't know if you've got any last things that you want to say, encourage another woman, or whatever you have in your heart to just leave us with, to say, you know what, wherever you are watching from the whole of Africa, from the world, what is it that you've got in your heart to leave with us?
Yeah. I think what I can say today is that, you know, I know it's difficult to do the things that we do as women. It takes a lot of courage to, you know, to start something, to go back to something, to, you know, whatever it is that you do, it really does take a lot of courage, because we are naturals. We have families to take care of. We have kids. We've got jobs. We've got businesses. We've got things that we want to do as ourselves. So I think the journey that a person needs to go or delve into, especially if they want to grow, is just to look at what it is that you've always wanted to do and do it.
Yeah. Like action. Do it.
Just do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just do it.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Oh, wow. You know what, ladies, I've enjoyed myself. I don't know if you've enjoyed yourself. Zinni, thank you so much. When I get to Durban, I'll hook up with you. I should be coming home. My kids want to come to Durban. I'm like, oh, again.
Come.
Awesome.
So thank you as well for having me.
You are so welcome. You're so welcome. This was our episode 16. I hope you've liked. You subscribed to my channel. I'm going to episode 17. I don't know if you're coming with me. We are doing this. This is Samugumbi, the mompreneur, and smiling is my trademark, guys. Bye for now.